One of the first panels kicking off this morning is the venture capital perspective on the digital economy, featuring Pantera Capital partner Lauren Stephanian, who joins me in the studio. Hello, Lauren. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we're seeing stocks right now are actually going up. The crypto markets are slightly down. We're in a bear market. And so what kind of investing profile, opportunities are out there right now that Pantera is looking at?
Yeah, I think during the bear market, you tend to see a reversion back to investing into infrastructure. It tends to be a little bit of a safer bet, especially as many consumer use cases haven't yet been fully proven out. So that's what we're seeing a bulk of in terms of founders coming into this space. And that's also what we've been investing in primarily at this point.
All right, so there was a Bloomberg reporter that came out recently. It says that crypto startup funding plunged to its lowest level in over a year. VC funding for crypto startups sank about 37% in the third quarter. Does that sound about right? And, when might we see a resurgence?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, interestingly, we've also seen the median deal size actually increase from the start of this year up until Q3 from, I think it's around 3 to 5 million. So essentially what that means is founders are building bigger war chests to last them throughout the bear market, which kind of indicates that this might go on for a little while. But I think towards the maybe middle or end of next year, we might starting to see a bit more movement of capital into the crypto space.
So where are we in the crypto winter right now?
It's, if I knew, it would make my job a lot easier. But I would say just given how much crypto is affected by trends in macro, we're probably a year or two off.
Okay, and in terms of opportunities, you guys are focused on infrastructure. Are there any other crypto sectors that you guys are particularly interested in?
Yeah, I would clarify that we are generalists within the crypto space, so we will invest into both equity and tokens across all types of companies in crypto. So that could be consumer, it could be infrastructure, layer ones, dApps, etc. But I would say primarily the bulk of the talent is flocking a little bit more towards infrastructure, especially this summer and fall.
There's a new layer one token that was launched today, Aptos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or have invested in it. There was a lot of hype around its debut, but it's plunging right now, just about 30%. I wonder your thoughts on that.
Honestly, we didn't invest in Aptos, but I think it's kind of par for the course given where we are in the market.
Okay. What else are we looking? Well, we're also, just finding that in terms of DeFi, we're seeing a lot of hacks in the industry. Is that having a chilling effect in terms of what you're looking at in decentralized finance? I
think it's having almost like a pushback effect where we're seeing a lot more security tools being funded and security professionals coming into this space, which is really interesting. So I would say, yes, it does have an effect on prices overall, especially in the category where you might see a large hack, but ultimately we're seeing more infrastructure being funded as a cause of that.
Is that something you factor into the risk profile when trying to value these projects?
I would say yes, it is something that we take into consideration, but thankfully we have a pretty technical team, so we're able to kind of take a closer look at the tech behind a lot of these protocols.
All right, so we're all fans of Dan Morehead, the founder of Pantera Capital, and I want to say, in 2020 he said that Bitcoin would reach $100,000 around August of 2021, and then, in early 2021 it looked like there was potential for that. It was on track to doing that. Bitcoin was over $60,000 at the time. So he kind of upped his prediction that Bitcoin would hit $200,000 this year. Do you want to update that prediction for Pantera Capital?
I don't make price predictions.
Okay, fair enough. But okay, and are you looking at the macro environment and how that may shape the crypto industry going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, again, we're pretty correlated to where the rest of the market is at this point. And given macro events, I think it's just going to continue to be that way for the foreseeable future.
You want to give us a preview of this morning's panel and what you hope to get across?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to chat with some of my fellow VCs and discuss what they're seeing in the space. But I think, we're pretty interested in infrastructure overall. I think that's the general theme. So interested to hear their perspectives.
Any projects in particular you want to highlight?
Yeah, I would say Pinata is a really interesting company from an infrastructure perspective, given they help distribute and host media content for both gaming and NFT companies. So they service companies like Magic Eden, OpenSea, et cetera. So all the big names across the space.
So you're pretty bullish in the gaming and NFT sector. And to that end, we are seeing a little bit more regulatory scrutiny in the field right now, especially with I have to mention SEC Chair Gary Gensler is looking into whether or not NFTs could be securities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still very bullish on the space overall, but I would say I guess we're going to see how it shakes out regulatory-wise.